And the Nassau County Democratic Party has launched a lawsuit against the Hardwick campaign, alleging that more than 8,600 signatures are no good. All of them should be thrown out because the people that took their time, either by volunteering or being paid, got signatures from people that look like you and I, that now all of a sudden these people, their signatures are no good.
Okay, so what's the status of the,
So right
the
now,
court determination, and what do
The
you
judge
understand?
has us on hold. We're awaiting a decision. We know that he was informed yesterday by the Nassau County Board of Elections that they do not have enough invalid signatures to keep me off the ballot. Naturally, the Nassau County Democratic side wants to try and contest signatures that have nothing wrong with them legally, but they want to contest them because they're trying to stall us until the last minute during this election.
So as it stands now, your ballot status remains valid.
It remains valid, and I know that my name was put on the absentee ballots that were sent out already, and we're waiting for Judge Winslow's final decision,
Okay, all right.
which is supposed to happen by Friday.
Okay, thanks. We'll take a couple of minutes, and when we say a couple, we're just trying to use the time wisely. We'll take a couple of minutes and just tell us a little bit about you yourself, your campaign, and anything you want us to know.
Well, my story is quite easy to understand. I believe that this is a critical period for Nassau County. I believe that the corridor is in a serious dilemma when you talk about its future, because a lot of money's going to roll through the corridor. And people know it. They don't live around here, and they've got plans for that money that's going to come through our communities. And I just think that it's time that we have a real seat at the table, because at the end of the day, we got millionaires talking about how they want to make our lives better. We've been to this dance before. They don't play our music, and they don't dance our dance.
Beat, that's right.
Okay.
And so I just can't be stuck on stupid anymore. And I've got a lot to say. I've got a lot of people that believe in me based upon my history as a local official. I've done a heck of a good job in Freeport. And by way of what Tom Swazi and Jacobs did by cross-endorsing against me to help that local Tea Party, and the same people that ran Freeport into the highest amount of debt that it's ever had, by helping them to do what they did to steal that election from us and to steal the election in Hempstead, yeah, I belong in this race because my community does count. And I'm going to fight like you know what to make people understand they got to respect us.
All right.
So you.
Good answer.
Mr. Mayor. You know, over the last 12 years, well, one of the things that we've been talking about has to do with the fact that youth services has always been on the chopping block. And this includes, you know, Mr. Mangano's administration and Mr. Swazi's administration. Time and time again, youth services, which provides a number of services to hundreds of thousands of youth in this county, which, you know, only make up a very small percentage of our county budget, is now funded outside of any revenue generated. It's not taxed. It's the funds generated from red light cameras are supposed to fund youth services. Mr. Swazi proposed cuts to youth services. Mr. Mangano actually implemented them and decimated the system. What kind of guarantees could we expect from a Hardwick administration in regards to youth services and assuring that youth services is no longer discretionary but a mandated service?
Well, again, my record shows that I've been proactive with youth involvement. We tried to create programs to ensure that our children had viable, safe places to be after school and on weekends, and to assist them in other areas that they were suffering in. We created a Freeport's Got Talent just so that our kids could highlight their talents and put them on television and make them feel good about themselves, and to create some kind of real rapport with one another. We got many kids in the community that don't know one another, live on the same block and don't know one another. And it's because our society is changing. People are afraid to let their kids out. We've got a lot of work to do in those areas, and I'm proactive with it. I'll put the money back. Our kids have got to have a better quality of existence in Nassau County, and I understand it because I live in this community. I know what we're suffering with. I have 4 beautiful kids that I've been concerned with, you know, as I rear them. I've got a 14-year-old now. And for the other dads that've got daughters, you know how I feel right about now.
Amen.
You know, and it's something more to be said about just telling a young man to pull his pants up. You got to give him real reasons to care about himself. You know, our kids are going through some things. And most importantly, I'll end it with this, what they see in many of us isn't good.
Ooh.
Exactly. We'll just go a little out. Ruth?
Hi there, dear.
How you doing?
Good evening.
What should the county executive office do about the growing economic disparity between the poor, middle class, the wealthy, especially in Nassau County?
Well, along with many other issues about what should be done in moving forward, we have to really take an inventory of what our social ills are and meet with the leadership in the various communities and work on real solutions, and not passive solutions that are going to work for a couple of days, but solutions that will work into the years. We've got a lot of people on the street with mental health issues. No one wants to address it because no one wants to spend the money to really take care of people with dignity and respect, because it's our community. And we're always the first community to lose everything.
You some water?
No, I don't want. Just bloody dry coffee.
So I think that we've got a lot to do in those areas. You know, one of the things we've got to do is put all the programs back on the table that have been taken away. And in most cases, these programs are only missing from our community.
Don?
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Community property, so anybody help yourself.